Hi, this is the pre-race brief for the Shenandoah Epic. This is specifically for the Epic race that's going on, our 24-hour race. So I just kind of want to walk you through the packet, what you're going to get in your packet, and then very quickly really show you the rules of travel. And the first set of maps, you go and kind of talk about the layout of the race. So when you pick up your packet, you will get a set of orange bibs, rules of travel, and your e-punch. So everything will be in the packet that you need. There's some other goodies in there as well. All right, let's take a quick look at the layout of the race and specifically what you guys are going to be doing. So the race this year is laid out in 7 different legs. You need to complete the legs in order, and you will not get the maps or know any details about those legs until you start them. So apart from leg 1, which we're going to give you right now. So in the rules of travel, take a look at them. It gives you a rough outline of the distances and method of travel for each of the legs you're going to be completing. So if you're a strong biker, strong runner, take a look at that and make sure that you kind of figure out what you want to do. Your strategy really, I think, for the race should be trying to clear as many points on each leg before you move to the next one. And then, of course, as the race progresses, just gauge how you're feeling, and then you can kind of figure out if you want to start dropping points or not. So, in particular, I want to kind of cover the first leg of the race, which is a mixture of paddling, some trekking navigation, and we also have a river swim in there. So, the river swim is pretty short. We're just going from one side of the river to the other, but it is part of, it's part of the route. We need to take you across that part of the river. It's right towards the end of the leg, so you'll be able to quickly get back to your cars, change of clothes, and get warm. So let's quickly just review the route for the very first leg. You'll be starting at on the Shenandoah River and doing about a 13-mile paddle, and you'll be taking out at River Left at Seekford Landing. At the takeout, you will then transition to foot and start collecting a series of checkpoints through George Washington National Forest. You'll follow those points, and on this particular map I just want to highlight some of the areas that are marked out in X. They are old trails that aren't there, so it's a pretty confusing area when you get up in there, and so if you see stuff on your map that's marked with an X, it's a trail that's no longer there. Anything that is there, we've actually been out and GPSed, and so it should be pretty accurate. The last section is the bit I really want to cover. Between checkpoints 1-10 and 1-12, there are areas of water that you will have to cross. When you leave the paddle section, you will be required to take your PFD with you. Anytime you are doing any water crossing, you need to be wearing your PFD. We will have some water safety on the main river area, but there's some other areas of water that you may need to cross. So make sure you're carrying your PFD and you're wearing it. If you do not have a PFD when you get to that spot, we will DQ you. So make sure you remember to bring it. And then once you finish that, there's a short trek that brings you back to the TA. At that point, you can then get your next map for your next leg and start that. If you, for some reason, see a map leg and you don't want to do any of it, you can simply punch back in and get the next map leg. You will not be allowed to return to that map leg again or collect any points from it. So that's pretty much our high-level view and our pre-race brief for the Epic side of stuff. You guys are out there for a lot longer than any of our other races. Just reiterate, look after each other when you're out on the course. All the roads that you may be on or trails are open to traffic, so be on the lookout for that. And also other trail users, so be considerate. Make sure you have a good set of lights. You're going to be traveling in dark, I think, for at least 8-9 hours of darkness. And if you guys are completing the whole course, you'll probably be out there for pretty much most of the whole time, definitely the whole time it's dark. So that kind of wraps up our pre-race brief for the Epic. If you have any questions, feel free to post them up in the feed.